Hey everyone, this is Anna. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I want to show you how I make these 5 cards using the C6 Tim Holtz Thinlits die Fresh Baked one. You will get 17 different dies with this set, and for each of the cookie shapes you get the outer layer, the inner layer, and also a die with all the accessories and other little items like eyes, nose, etc. So what I did, I decided to cut all of the items that require white cardstock first, and then I did all the outer layers, which would be the cookies, in my craft color paper. And then I went individually with each of the different colors that I would need. And you can also use printed papers like I did that on the scarf. So it's up to you, whatever colors you want to use. I originally just put the wild honey around the outer layer, which would be the cookie. And then I started using other colors to match the accessories and the little toppings for the cookies. And the colors are listed here, and they will also be listed in the video description below. Later I decided to add vintage photo around all the cookies because I thought that the cookie looked too light. So I went ahead and did every single cookie, so now they are a richer brown color. So inking of the edges is an optional step. I really like how it adds dimension, but it's totally up to you. After you have finished that, you are ready to put all the pieces together. And you see me here using this little bottle that is supposed to have a needle, but of course mid-video the needle came out and actually got stuck inside the bottle, so I couldn't take it out. But I still use the bottle as is. But if you have those thin needle bottles, it will come in really handy, especially with small items such as the die cuts in this set. So this set has some very tiny little dots that get cut out. If you are in a hurry or you prefer not to use the dots, you can always make the eyes with a black marker. The same goes for the eyes on the snowman and the buttons and other details in some of the other cookies. You will see me here using in a little bit a white marker on the snowflake to add some little dots inside of the snowflake. The die cuts do come, but they were so tiny that I decided just to draw them with the marker instead. So I wanted my cookies to look like if they had jelly inside of them. So I went ahead and used matching Tombow twin tone markers, and I added them on the very edge of each of the cookies, the top of the cookies, and then later I will add glaze, and it makes it look like it's jelly coming out of the cookies. So glaze is one of my favorite things to use to decorate my cards. I will include a few choices of different brands in the video description under the supply section. And in this case, I'm also using a little bit of the glossy accents, just because it was going to be a very large area that I wanted to try it on, and it would take me too long to do it with the precision tip bottle that I had. So you continue adding glaze to the edges of the cookie and also to the details inside of the cookies, just to give it a little bit more texture and dimension. And you want to make sure they are completely dry before you use them on the cards. Next, I am working on the backgrounds for my cards. I am using Distress Oxide Inks, and the colors are listed. And the exposure is a little bit bright in this little section of the video, but it will readjust here momentarily. So after I'm done with inking the background, I spray some water, and this is to create patterns and texture in the background. And this is one of the very nice properties of these inks, that they react very nicely to water. So you're able to create many different backgrounds in a very easy way, and it really doesn't take that much time to allow it to dry. So it's definitely type of ink that you want to have handy, since you can create many nice effects with it. For the fourth background, I wanted to show you a different way to add ink to the cardstock. In this case, I put it straight to the glass mat and then spray water, and then just put the paper on top. I still move the paper around just to allow the ink to run in different patterns. And to add layers, all you need to do is use the heat tool in between, and then dip the paper back on the pool of color. So you can repeat this as many times till you get the pattern that you like, and you have plenty of ink to do many more if you wish. In this case, I wanted to do a different technique to background number 5, so I went ahead and cleaned the mat. For this technique, I'm just applying very lightly one set of circles, and then the next set I kind of twist the sponge on the paper to create a darker circle. So I really like how this looked, and especially after adding water, it created even more speckles and different patterns on the background. Now it's time to trim all these panels, and I left a 1/2 inch frame between the panels and the card base, just so that the white of the card base will show. But if you want a full-size back panel, you can do that as well. For the sentiments, you can use any stamp that you have available. In this case, this is one of the few that I have for Christmas, and it's an oldie but goodie from Hero Arts. This particular set also has some snowflakes, so I decided to go ahead and stamp them on this background using white ink, since they would match the little snowflake cookie that I will be adhering to the very top. I'm using my stamp flat platform simply because it takes about 3 stamps to get a dark impression on the watercolor paper, and this will be a little bit challenging for me using just a clear block. To add another layer of dimension, I'm using foam tape to adhere the front panel to the card base, which by the way is A2 size card. I'm also using some foam square to adhere the cookie to the card. I will do the same for each of the cards, and that is the last step to assemble these cards. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and that you give it a try. Don't forget to check out the video description below to find out where you can find all the items that I used in the video. I would appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to share it with your friends. I invite you to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss any of the new videos coming up. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below or send me an email. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you next time.